Welcome back to Ramblin' Hoops. Uh, let's ramble some hoops. Okay. It is the 6th of March. I'm recording this on a Thursday. So I have watched from last Friday to sort of last night. I didn't really watch a whole lot of games last night. I'm not going to lie. So to start off the video, we got some news. Sadly, Kyrie Irving went out with a ACL tear. That sucks, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Like, that is just awful, man. I'm praying for Kyrie. Hopefully he gets a speedy recovery because I know that man loves to hoop. Um, One of the best ball handler we could have ever gotten in this sport. You know, no one will probably ever be as creative and just otherworldly when it comes to dribbling the ball. I was also thinking, like, man, Nico Harrison must feel like sick to his stomach, bro. Like, trading for AD going down after like his second or third game. Um, Kyrie couldn't handle, or not couldn't handle. Kyrie was given, I think, too much of a too heavy of a load at that point, and he was kind of just overworking himself. Um, and on top of that, everybody who has gotten traded away is looking phenomenal. Very good. Everybody who has gotten traded away from the Mavs is looking very good. On top of that, Jalen Suggs also was determined that he was going to be out for the remainder of the season. That sucks. That sucks not only for Jalen Suggs, it sucks for the Magic. The Magic were, honestly, I thought the Magic were going to be a really good team this year, and they have just gotten hit constantly with injuries over and over. Um, Praying for Jalen Suggs to get a nice, speedy recovery. Hopefully, we can see both these guys back on the court next season. So I was really watching that Philly game the other night against the Warriors. I think it was Tuesday night. Quentin Grimes, bro. Holy cow. 44 points. Ended the game, or ended the night with 44. 44. But, bro, he had 34 with 7.25 left. No, 7, about like a little less than 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. He had 34 points. Holy cow. Maxey was non-existent that game. He just did not have a good game. I don't remember what he ended the game with, but like I know his shooting splits were horrible. Paul George was not good in the beginning, but really picked it up in that fourth quarter. Shout out PG, man, had a really solid game. 16 points. Shot pretty solid from the field as well and from three. Yabusele was hitting every corner three, it seems like. And the Warriors, just like they didn't have Jimmy that night, and like you could tell the defense was struggling. So yeah, I mean, like I still wouldn't, like the Warriors are still a crazy team. I think I really didn't understand like how much this Jimmy Butler trade affects and changes the Warriors dynamic, because it really does. Like they're going to be a very fantastic team. I expect them to make the playoffs. Whether that be in through the play-in or somehow managing to get a 6th seed or higher. I mean, the West has just been from literally the second seed to like the 10th or 11th. It has been a fucking scrum, dude. On to just more of like things that I have noticed throughout the season, throughout this last week that's been kind of happening. I honestly forgot Bol was on the Suns. I remember when he was on the Nuggets in the bubble and he showed really promising flashes every now and again of what he was able to do. But just like on top of that, like he had a really nice night the other night. And I think it's going to be really, I feel bad for Bol because I feel like he could have had a much better career if teams gave him more of a shot. But at the same time, I know like he'll have these like crazy performances and then like won't be able to do it for a couple of weeks. Where he's at on the Suns, that team is just going downhill, man. That team blows right now. They really do. And I feel really bad for Devin Booker and KD. Mainly Devin Booker since like it's always been his team and now it's like finals and now like one of the biggest fall offs I've seen an organization have besides the 76ers, that absolute collapse. And same with the Mavs, dude. The Mavs collapse. I never thought I'd ever see a collapse like this in the NBA, but I guess it's too early to call it a collapse. But it's really looking like the great Rome that was being built in Dallas. It's looking like it's starting to fall. More on the Pistons, guys. Let's keep talking Pistons. Holy cow. Holy cow. Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley is still just like tearing it up from three. Salute, brother. Salute. Absolutely stroking that thing, man. Cade just hooping. Had 37, I think is what I saw last night. Just couldn't get it done against the Clippers, where James Harden ended up having a 50 piece. I think that's the first 50 ball in the new Clippers arena, which is really cool. And of all people, James Harden did that. I honestly wouldn't expect that. Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson as well for the Pistons. Like those guys have been open. Duren is just a nasty lob threat. Just a remarkably nasty lob threat. The Pistons are very spoiled in that sense, I think. Zachary Richiche, man. First overall pick this year. Had 27 points and 4 steals the other night on 11 of 13 from the field. He only missed 2 3-point shots, and that was all the misses he had. He shot 5 of 7 from 3. He will be very nice in the league, man. That boy will be able to hoop. He will be a very nice wing for Atlanta in the future if Atlanta pulls their head out of their ass and attempts for the future. You know what I mean? Reed Shepherd against the Thunder the other night. 25 points in his first start. 3rd overall pick, I believe, this year. Shout out Reed Shepherd, man. Played in the G League a lot. Developing his game down there. So it's nice to see that this guy who is getting comparisons to Curry, you know, it's nice that he's able to find his flow because being compared to Curry is a very hard weight to carry on your shoulders. On top of that, on top of talking about the Thunder, Dub had... Oh, damn, that really was Shea's 50-ball game. Okay. I guess I kind of I guess I kind of forgot the Rockets. Dub's 40 was against the Spurs. Shout out Dub, man. Especially with a lot of hate from the fans that he's been getting recently. That 40 ball hopefully shut a lot of those haters up because they don't know what they're talking about, bro. At all. They don't know what they're talking about at all. Guys, Zion is he's gonna be one of those people as like, what if? I really do. I really think his career is going to be a big what if kind of thing because when he's on the court, oh my god, he's so unstoppable, bro. Like you just cannot stop him, bro. 6'6", two at least above 250. Jumps out the gym, bro. Backs you down and treats you like a child every time he plays the game. But he just doesn't play the game a lot. So I just like he's so good when he's on the court. I just really wish he could figure out. I really wish the whole Pelicans organization can kind of have a healthy season for once because those guys have just been so unlucky, especially this year with the injury bug. Big Zoo, Big Zubac for the Clippers, man. I've been sleeping on him, bro. Sleeping on him. 31 points and 9 rebounds the other night on 14 of 16 from the field. Oh, what? Like, your big man is missing 2 shots, bro? Like, that is nuts, bro. That is wild. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Excuse me. 35 points. Shot 15 of 19 from the field. I wrote that down before the game fully finished and the stats ended. 35 points, bro. 35, 35, 10, 15 of 19 from the field. Bro, he is doing, this Clippers team is really weirding me out. Really weirding me out. Kawhi's back. Still trying to find his legs, but he's been putting up some games. He's been putting up some numbers. James Harden is having this weird resurgence where he's being more consistent than he was last year. Norman Powell should be the MIP, and Zubac is just holding down the paint, just killing it. I'm blown away that the Clippers are doing as good as they are, and they're doing phenomenal without PG. Colin Gillespie. Colin Gillespie. Does that name ring a bell? If it doesn't, I kind of blame you, but at the same time, I don't because honestly, I didn't know who this guy was. He's a former Villanova Wildcat. I don't know if he got drafted this year or if it was last year. But I was watching this game and I'm thinking to myself, why is this 6'2" looking motherfucker? Why is he on the court as your starting PG, or not your starting PG, but as your PG to like close the game? I'm sorry. He hit a 3 to ice the game. He had 10 points. Had 10 points, two rebounds, 3 assists. Not a crazy, but they played him in that final stretch of the game. And I saw him catch that wide open 3 and shoot it. And I was like, it's got to go in. And it did. It absolutely did. I had no idea who Colin Gillespie was until the other night when they won. The Phoenix Suns managed to hold off because the Phoenix Suns have been playing like buns recently. Managed to hold off the Clippers. So yeah, man, Colin Gillespie, I am now forever a fan of you, and I'll be rooting for you for the rest of your NBA career. I want to do this new thing where I highlight a few players every week. I want to keep it to around like 3 players and just kind of highlight. Have some maybe some underrated guys on here, some guys who are just genuinely having a good week. Like I just celebrating the hoops of or the who I believe or who are kind of hooping this week. So my first guy, Karis LeVert, man. Karis LeVert, man. I was very sad when the Cavs traded him away, but I knew they were doing it for the best because they were getting DeAndre Hunter back, and who wouldn't trade Karis LeVert for DeAndre Hunter? Obviously, there was more in that deal, but he has been hooping over in Atlanta, man. He has been hooping in the ATL. Averaging 20 points and 2 steals in the stretch that he has played. I think it's like the last like 4 or 5 games. Hell yeah. Karis LeVert. I'm glad he still got it going over there. I was always hype on him, at least coming into the seasons with the Cavs. I was always really big on him being a potential 6th man of the year, and I still think he has that ceiling that he hasn't hit yet of him being a 6th man of the year, which I know he very well could be. Just shout out Karis, man. Seriously killing it, especially after being traded off, the best team in the league. I'd be feeling some type of way. I'd be in my feelings. I don't know if I'd be able to go out and hoop like that. So shout out to Karis. This next guy had a very rough start to the season. The team also had a very rough start to the season, and they've kind of been finding their footing. Tyrese Halliburton. He was struggling for a while in this season. But recently, man, he's been putting it together. He has been putting it together. Some recent games from Hallie. We have the game against on March 4th, the game against the Rockets. He had 28 and 15 assists with 2 turnovers. 15 assists with 2 turnovers. And he shot 5 of 8 from 3, 9 of 16 from the field. Hell yes, Tyrese. This is what we were wanting from last year. 12 assists, 10 assists, 11 assists, 15 assists, 12 assists. Double-digit assists in the last 6 games he's played. Like, let's go. Like, Hallie has not been shooting the ball that well either. But with his kind of play style and his shot form, I'm not too surprised. Normally those weird kind of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of jump shots are still kind of streaky in that sense. But he also plays a different style of basketball to where he should be taking those threes, but the threes that he does take are high difficult threes because he's always got the ball in his hands. Lastly, this guy's team has been in an absolute heater. They have one of the number 1 defenses, I think, since All-Star break. Ron James, the GOAT. One of the greatest players to ever touch the hardwood, man. Was recently awarded Player of the Month throughout the month of February. Shout out LBJ, man. Really appreciate it. And since getting Luka, bro, he's been looking like a top 5 player in the league. He's averaging like 29 points from like the month of February, or either the month of February or the last few weeks. Shout out King James, man. Shout him out. I mean, this motherfucker is 40 years old, bro. And he's getting Player of the Month? No, that's not like a crazy award to be getting. Like, it's not nothing no one really looks at. 40 years old, averaging 29 points in a month. How can you even do that at that age? I feel like most guys can't. That's what makes this so cool. Most guys can't do that. So yeah, man. Shout out King James, player of the month. Really been stepping it up. JJ Redick has been coaching that team, that Lakers team, very, very well. All right, last thing I got for today's episode. We've had a nickname renaissance start. We've had a renaissance of nicknames in the NBA start almost overnight a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago. And so I just wanted to run down a few of nicknames that I like. I have a whole list. This list I got off of Twitter from the Wizards Muse account. So there's a Wizards fan operating that account, at least to what I believe. Like the first one is Tatum, the anomaly, which I really like. That we have Cade the paradox. But then there's like some ones that like I didn't know. Like Jamal Murray is known as the riddle. I would have thought like Green Arrow or something, since like he always does like that arrow shot after like a nuts. Like, cause then there's like some really weird ones, man. Cause like, why is Hallie's nickname the Hallie Squirting? Like, come on, bro. Steph is called the Entity, which I did not know that. I thought it was the Babyface Assassin. Bam, the Onomatopoeia. I really like that. That's sweet. Zach Levine is the Flight 8. I'm really enjoying that. Guys are getting nicknames again, because I feel like at one point in the NBA it was like most of the guys were just referred to by a nickname. And I'm glad that we are kind of teetering. I think people are overdoing it. I think too many people are trying to give too many players nicknames. I think they're forcing them. I think they need to come more naturally. But also some of these are off of just Basketball Reference. Or a lot of these are off Basketball Reference. AJ Mitchell, the Baby Drake. Huh. Okay. Just read that. See, but then it's like Donovan Mitchell is known as the director. No, bro, that's Spida. Everybody knows it's Spida. Like Kellel Ware is the Kryptonian. That's sweet. Kyrie is the juxtaposition. Like, that's cool. Jimmy is the catalyst. Ja the poster child. Like, that's sweet, bro. So yeah, that's it for today's episode. If you guys have some nicknames that you like for players, drop them down below in the comments. That'd be really cool. I'd love to see what kind of nicknames you guys like. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe. That'd mean the world to me. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. Deuces.